Welcome to solverfy.
Hi everyone, what we're given is that a basketball passes through a hoop, even though it barely clears the hands of a player at B. We know the distance from the player at A, who's shooting the ball, to B is 25 feet. The distance from B to C is 5 feet. The height of the player A is 7 feet. The height of the basketball hoop is 10 feet. And the angle at which the ball is shot is 30 degrees. What we're asked to solve for is the velocity the ball is shot at and the height of the player who's trying to block the ball. So what we can do first is say that S is equal to S0 plus V0t. And what we can say is that the total distance traveled 30 is going to be equal to the initial position, 0, plus the horizontal velocity, which is VA cosine 30 times t. Next, what we can also do is do this in terms of height and say that the total distance, total height, final height is 10, which is going to be equal to the initial height 7 plus the velocity, which is VA sine 30 minus the acceleration due to gravity, 32.2 times the time it takes to travel from A to C. What we can do is we can solve for VA. This is actually also AC. What we can do is we have two equations, two unknowns, and we can see that VA, the velocity at which the ball is shot, is 36.7 feet per second, and the time it takes to go from the shooter to the basket, TAC, is equal to 0.943 seconds. Next, what we can do is look at the motion from just A to B and say that this is equal to 25. So the horizontal motion, 25 is equal to 0, which is the position at time equals 0, plus VA, which we know to be 36.7 feet per second. So 36.7 times cosine 30 TAB. Now solving this for TAB, which is the time it takes to go from A to B, gives us that this is equal to 0.786 seconds. Next, what we can do is say that the height of B, which will be equal to something that's unknown, so that's h, is going to be equal to the initial height from which the ball is thrown, so that's 7 feet, plus VA sine theta, so we know that that's 36.7 sine 30, times the time, AB, that we just solved for, minus 1/2 times 32.2 times TAB squared. Now solving this for h and plugging the variables that we know in gives us the height of B, which is equal to 11.5 feet. And that's our final answer.